What's up, dudes? Chef Lou coming at you. Today we're going to be making some balsamic tomato and herb chicken on garlic buttery spaghetti. And let's see how this goes. I made my first batch yesterday, but I'm going to see how I can make it with a little bit less ingredients than I'm used to. But we're going to start, of course, by boiling some water, putting our noodles in there, preheating your oven to at least 425 degrees, and then also while the pasta is cooking, we're going to chop our tomato as well as some chives and some, they're kind of all apart, parsley leaves. But you could also use parsley flakes or leaves like in the seasoning, but it's better to get like fresh parsley and just chop it off the stem. And this will be for our sauce, and we're going to get some chicken cutlets and sear them on both sides and put them in the oven. Sometimes for spaghetti, I like to break them in half so you get a little bit more like a double noodle, but in this case, you could just put it like that. Just kind of rotate it to the sides so that when the noodles melt and it's fine, the boiling water is finally melting all the noodles, it'll finally dissolve in there. We're getting our tomato. Let's get as little from the sides to trim this off as much as we can. And we're going to first cut it in half all the way down. So that way we can get these kind of cuts. This is what we're going for. Cut them a little lengthwise or horizontal. I'm not even sure what wise, but you just want to kind of cube them. Get them into small pieces. Not like big lomo saltado tomato pieces, but just little pieces. Nothing major. Just like this size. And then put the top and the bottom away in the trash. Then line up your chives all the way like this, like green onion, and just chop them all together like that. Put all your vegetables in 3 different piles. I kind of don't need to chop any parsley because I still have a lot in here. Well, not a lot. It's still a good amount though. So that's what you're going to want to use for your balsamic vinegar sauce later. And also, you're going to want to stir your noodles while they're boiling. As you can see, even when you leave the noodles, it'll get shorter because the noodles are still prime and cooking in the boiling water. Really, this only takes like 9 or 11 minutes, 10 even, so whatever. Just keep mixing it together. Make sure you got some salt in there too, for a little bit of flavor, but you don't want to overwhelm the salty. You don't want salty noodles. What you want to do is get some paper towels and just, pat dry. I don't know how this works, but apparently it just makes the skin a little crispier, that's all. Oh, I know this is big. Okay, our pan's hot enough now. You can hear the sear just from the sound the chicken makes when it hits the skillet. Now, second piece. Just make sure it's spread across the thing, Make sure it's on like a medium high, not high, not too high, and make sure your oven's still preheated. And after like 9 minutes, you start to see some starchy stuff come up in your noodles. That means they're ready. The goal you're really looking for when you're doing a good sear is that it looks more or less this brown. Get it on both sides. Kind of like there. Because in the oven, it's still got to go in there for 9 or 11 minutes. By now, you probably should have wrung out your noodles and put them back in the same pot without the water. And now we shall begin to move our chicken to the oven-safe pan. Even though I could put just a skillet in there, I also want to put a layer of cheese on top of the chicken. So I'm turn on my skillet, and I'm going to get some mozzarella cheese to put on top of the chicken. can still see the steam coming off the chicken. Mozzarella is going to be real melty. Put them on both chickens. Put as much as you want. I'm a real big cheese guy, so I like to put a lot on my chicken. Well, let's move this baby to the oven. You're going to want to use the same pan you use to sear the chicken as you get your chives and tomato and your parsley. And you put it into a pan with a little bit of more oil. And you're going to want to lower the flame a little bit because tomato can get very, very pasty real fast. So don't be overcooking it. But also, the point of this is you want to make a sauce. So make sure you got some balsamic vinegar as well as your Italian seasoning. Always make sure you have that handy. And then you're going to pour a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And then your Italian seasoning. And this is the sauce that we put over the chicken. Your balsamic vegetable sauce mixture is pretty much done and thickened. You're going to want to put the heat back over your pasta and get a little bit of water that you got from the pasta cooking, like a cup and a half. You're only going to do like 3 teaspoons in there, and then a tablespoon of butter. And then you're also going to want to get this roasted garlic herb, your Pickering butter that you put in the pasta, and that will mix it and make it the buttery garlic spaghetti. It's the final countdown. Oh wait, I gotta turn this shit off. The fucking timer's actually really annoying. Mozzarella chicken. Ideally, you get your chicken onto a fresh cutting board. Cut it to the 4 pieces, as long as they're all still together. Get them lined up, put them on top of your noodles. Because the sauce is supposed to go on top of the chicken, and the chicken's the centerpiece of the noodles from the pasta. So as we look at that. Let's see how good our plate turned out. Let's get some noodles in there, some chicken, the sauce. Damn. Wonderful. Everything wonder-freaking-ful. Well, thank you for joining me for another cooking video, guys. There'll be more to come on my TikTok, on my YouTube. Keep out for Director Z, Louis Albertero. But more scrumptious foods coming at you, and more cooking videos with my Trafalgar hat. I really love this fucking hat. But yep, this has been Chef Lou, and I'll see you guys later. Chicken.